This episode is the second in a series of the Innovative Initiative grant programs recently awarded by the ACC Foundation. The grants were created to award innovative ideas that helps fulfill the college's mission. Communications instructor Denise Bates received a $1,600 grant to create a magazine publication for students. Tell me a little bit about your magazine and kind of what you hope to accomplish with it.
One of the things I hope to accomplish with it is to get the students to understand what it takes to produce a print piece. Now, this magazine will be it'll be digital, but it will mainly, the print piece is the main thing. The one thing that I'd like to do is to get art students, pair art students with my students, my media writing students, and talk about their pieces, what inspired them, their kind of artist statement. And there will be other articles too in that magazine, but I wanted the art students and their work to be the forefront. One of their creations be the cover page, that kind of thing. And so just getting students to learn content creation, writing to a certain format, writing to a certain degree.
And kind of knowing your audience.
Yeah, knowing your audience. And the audience is, of course, Alvin Community College, but also the whole district-wide, because what we hope to do is once the magazines are printed is to just place them in different strategic places around campus, maybe at rec centers across like Pearland or Friendswood or something like that. So just kind of give the students a little exposure and give Alvin some exposure as well.
And how is the art department going to help you with this? Are they going to help with the production of it, or?
They're mainly going to help with the content.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you plan to have, I guess, like your first edition, and when?
So the timeline is going to be during the fall. The writers and the artists partner. They'll build the content, and then in the spring, I teach editing and layout. And those students will take those articles and basically, through InDesign, they will lay that magazine out and send it to print by April 2026.
Cool. And so this grant's going to help you with the printing costs, I'm assuming?
Yes. I do want to add, and you don't have to put this in or anything, but this particular grant is going to involve the art department, communications department, marketing department, and community impact newspapers. Their general manager, Pepper Faircloth, she's going to be sort of the advisor, and she'll have her team come down and speak to the students, and I'm really excited about it.
Nursing instructor Lindley Glover received a $3,000 grant to help create a virtual dementia tour for students, faculty, and the community.
The virtual dementia tour is a system where we can allow people to experience what dementia is like. Someone comes in and they get to go through a room that is set up, and it's not virtual in the sense of like a headset. It is virtual in the sense of like it's as close to having dementia as you can. So we put on goggles, gloves, headphones, and shoe inserts. And so it gives someone a chance to experience what dementia is like. So it increases empathy, allows them to better understand, what's going on with someone with dementia. And it's something that we plan on using with students and in the community.
And how does this stuff kind of help people understand what it's like to have that dementia?
So what happens is when they go into the room, they spend 8 minutes inside the room, and they are given 5 tasks to complete. And you go in and you realize once you're in there, like, you can't remember the task or you can't figure out what you were supposed to do. And so people start, from the observer position, people start acting like they have dementia. They start wandering through a room, or they start rummaging through stuff.
So this is kind of developed with that sort of...
Yes, sir. It was developed about 25 years ago by P.K. Bevel in Georgia and donated to Second Wind Dreams, who is the producer of the virtual dementia tour.
Okay. And so for which students would kind of be eligible to use this program?
So eventually we want to open up to every student.
Okay.
This program is a program that should be gone through by every single person that is 18 years or older and breathing.
Why do you feel that way?
Well, because your likability of running into someone with dementia at this point is only going to increase. So they expect it to go up to 50 million people by 2050. Mm-hmm. And so that's just going to exponentially increase your chances of running into someone with dementia. And you don't just see them in healthcare. You see them in the grocery store. You see them in the parking lot. You see them, in a park walking around. So there's a lot of exposure there. We're going to start with the nursing students, pull in allied health, and go from there.
When are they going to be able to experience it, or when are y'all going to offer it?
So currently it's going to be part of the fall simulation day for the nursing students, but I actually own a system already of it. So as far as the college goes, the very first group running through it is going to be the CNA students in the current course that we have running right now.
Respiratory Care Program Director Marby McKinney received a $3,000 grant for a high-frequency, hands-on CPR training for allied health students.
The program is developed by Laerdal and American Heart Association. It's called the Resuscitation Quality Improvement, or RQI. And so traditional CPR classes are taught once every 2 years, and there's no practice in between. So a lot of the students, if they don't have that chance to do CPR, then those skills are lost. So with the RQI, it's set up to be quarterly assessments.
Okay.
And so it's self-directed, uses high-tech mannequins. So there's a cart with the mannequins on it, and the students can access it whenever on demand, and they do their quarterly assessments. So they're practicing every quarter rather than every 2 years.
Do they get like a certification for this, or is this part of their training? Or?
Yeah, no, it's the same certification. It's the same BLS for healthcare providers card that they get that's required by our clinical affiliation, our affiliates, and also the hospitals when they get jobs. But they just are going to be more, I think, competent, and they're going to be more confident because they have more frequent exposure.
And how is the grant going to help you with this?
Well, to get the equipment, the equipment doesn't cost anything the way that the contract is set up, but you have to have 100 licenses a year for them to put the equipment on campus. And so the grant's going to help us buy the licenses we need to get the equipment on campus. So,
and how does this training, why is it important for students to do this? Training in their program?
Well, healthcare students, they're required to have CPR because that's part of their job. So if patients
it's kind of like the basic level of care, in an emergency situation.
Absolutely. And it's not just, I'm, in the respiratory program, but also the nursing students, all of the allied health programs need it, as well as the CEWD program. So even a dental assistant needs to be certified in CPR. So the chances that they'll have to do it, might be less than if they're a respiratory therapist or a nurse, but it's still it's a required and it's an important skill to know.
Thank you for listening. To read about these stories and more, visit alvincollege.edu/news.